Alright, man, it's your boy Humble 2 times for me. Back in another video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humble 2 times. Now look, yesterday's topic we're talking about we fell in frequency. Now look, right, for today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to the Most High for giving me these amazing downloads, dropping this amazing good information on me, for me, no cap. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Excuse me, y'all literally take energy out of y'all's day to come rock me, show my love, support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more than love, always deeply. I'm also sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive healing, and good positive energy towards everyone always. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. I'm going to say that one more time. Just DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times. Let's go ahead and get ready into the video. We dropped in frequency. Now look, right, what do I mean by we dropped in frequency? See, we were a lot taller than what we are now. We was a lot bigger than what we were now. We was on a whole different frequency, bro. Not just us, the whole planet was on a whole different frequency, bro. The animals was on a different frequency. The planet, the plants was on a different frequency. Mother Nature, Mother Kai, the elements, we was all just vibrating so high, even though a lot of us are still vibrating very high till this day, but we were just on a whole different level. Right? See, dragons are real, y'all. Dragons are very much real. But the thing is with dragons is that dragons, they fell in frequency. Dragons are the birds that you see today. But all of the birds aren't dragons. Some birds are actually clones. They might be clones. A robotic. It might not even actually be no type of bird DNA or anything like that. It might just be a complete 100% robot. And then too, they like the little drones or whatever, right? And they've been captured on camera. You know, oh, it's a drone or whatever. It's not an actual bird. Yes. Then you have, you know, the GMO birds, which are, you know, cloned or whatever, you know, man-made birds, not real birds. So your real birds are actually your real dragons. See, if you go watch Kung Fu Panda, they talk about dragons. If you go watch some of like some certain movies, certain animes, what is very known? Dragons are very known and dragons get talked about a lot. Dragons are not man-made. Dragons are very, very, very real. It's just the dragons fell in frequency. In other words, they went through a metamorphosis, kind of like how a caterpillar metamorphoses. In other words, how a caterpillar changes from a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? So what happened was the dragon fell in frequency. So it went from a dragon to a bird, right? I'm gonna give another example. See, snakes. A lot of people don't know this, but snakes are actually dragons, but they fell in frequency, so they became snakes. See, snakes are also dragons. They're a part of the dragon family. Same with birds. If you look at a bird's hand/claw, it looks exactly very much the same, if not the exact same as a dragon's hands and claws. Why is that? Because because the real birds are the dragons. They fell in frequency. The snakes are dragons. The real snakes are dragons as well, right? We have multiple different types of dragons. You would have your air dragons, your fire dragons, your water dragons, etc. Right? We fell in frequency. Our ether was way longer. Way longer. You know how people will buy weave and our hair really can get that long. Our hair has gotten that long before. Multiple times. You see what I'm saying, bro? We fell in frequency. You feel me? Like me, I meditate 30 minutes every single day. Back in the day, we was meditating for maybe maybe 2 weeks straight. Even though weeks aren't even real. Just 2 weeks, no eating, no nothing. Just 2 weeks not doing nothing except meditating. And I'm just giving an example. Now look, I don't recommend anybody to do that in this day of time. I do not recommend it. I don't recommend anybody to try to do that. I do not recommend that. In this time that we're in right now, I do not recommend anybody to try to do that. I do not recommend that right now. I do not recommend that. But look, what I want y'all to understand and understand is that we fell in frequency, y'all. And I made a video a while ago talking about this. So this is like part 2 of this. But look, y'all, what I want y'all to understand and understand is that, bro, we dropped in frequency. We didn't originally speak English, right? We was very telepathic with one another, very tapped in with telepathy. We still are tapped in with telepathy, but it's not as strong as it was back then. Back then, we didn't say words. We didn't say, yo, we're going to do this at 2 p.m. It was just, you already knew. You already knew what it was. We didn't have to verbally. It's not that we couldn't verbally speak. We was just so high in frequency. We didn't have to. We still don't have to do it now, but we was just vibrating so high. I was like, bro, we don't even got to speak to each other. We already, I can just Bluetooth you, bro. I can literally just Bluetooth you. Not like, I can just Bluetooth you, bro. I don't even got to, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, well, you know how, like, you ever seen them old movies where, like, they'll be, like, back in the day or whatever, like, people would send notes and write their notes and give it to the bird, and the bird, how does the bird know when you give the note to the bird, how does the bird know exactly where you want the note to go to? How do they know? First of all, how does the bird know, okay, this person wants me to take this note to this place, and not just this place, it also wants me to take it to this person that's at this place. How does the bird know that? Because you're using telepathy and you're talking to the bird and you're communicating with the bird and telling the bird where to go telepathically, right? You trying to talk to the animals, but you're trying to figure out why they're not talking back to you. Animals talk telepathically. I have a dog. I've had multiple dogs in this lifetime. And something that I realized with my dogs is that they talk telepathically. They also talk verbally as well, but they also talk telepathically, right? When I had two dogs in the house with me, living with me a little while ago, right? I would notice is that, like, when something would happen, or like if they was like paying attention to somebody, they would both just rush in. It wasn't like, they didn't have to bark at one another. They kind of just knew, like yo, like focus on this, on whatever we're about to focus on. Telepathy, right? You see what I'm saying, bro? So yes, we dropped in frequency. So our planet dropped in frequency. The trees are the trees that you see now. Those are really like infant baby trees. Our tree, I mean, them are some big trees. Don't get me wrong, some very, very big trees. But pieces of trees, but our trees are originally way bigger than that. And another thing is too, a lot of these trees that you're seeing, they are man-made trees. They are GMO clone trees. They're not real trees, but at the same time, they're kind of like, they are real trees because they're connected to the root, and the root is Mother Nature, Mother Ka. So that's real. So it is a real tree, but originally it wasn't a real actual tree because they put the tree and they created the tree. You see what I'm saying? In a lab. You see what I'm saying? But look, right? We dropped in frequency, right? We became a lot more shorter. We became a lot more less bigger and less taller. Our hair started to shrink. Where do you, like, I'm gonna give an example, right? You know how, like, people's hair will, like, shrink up? Like, before I had cut my hair multiple times, like, if you look back on my channel, my hair was, like, I had, like, more hair than this, right? And, like, when I used to get styles and stuff like that, you know, after a day or two, whatever, whatever, my hair would shrink, right? Normal, nothing's wrong with that. But the thing is, right, the more you keep, you can see when you vibrate high, like really high, your hair might, like, grow out really fast. Like, it might just happen. Like, if you watch the anime Bleach, y'all notice how when Ichigo was fighting Aizen, he tapped into, like, this dark energy, like dark energy, and, like, his hair changed to all black, and his hair got mad long. But once he shifted and got out that frequency, his hair went back to his regular hair form and regular hair color because he shifted frequencies. He tapped into higher forms of frequency. So sometimes when you tap into higher forms of frequency, your hair might change. Your appearance might change. See, when we dropped out of frequency, we was blue, you know what I'm saying, red, green, whatever colors we were, right? But when we dropped in frequency, we started to turn into, you know, the so-called black color, the so-called black, you know, so-called light skin, so-called brown skin, so-called dark skin, etc. Right? You see what I'm saying, bro? But we are colorful beings. Why do you think back in the day they would say them the colored folks? Because we're colorful beings, literally, right? To the women, why do you think you like, you know, to paint your nails and get them all these colorful colors? Because you remember in your past life you are a colorful being, and not all of us are just one color. Like somebody might have been blue mixed with green. Like, no, literally. Blue around them on their body and green also around them as well, y'all. We the avatars, bro. We the Na'vi people, bro. They showed us in the movie Avatar. In the first movie Avatar, what do we see? We see the Na'vi people, the blue people. And in the second movie, we see the water tribe. What they green. They greenish bluish, right? And then the third one that's coming out is the Ashtar clan, right? Which is the fire clan. And they look what? They look different. The color is different. The energy is different, right? It's multiple different tribes of us, y'all, on this planet. Now, what I want y'all to understand and understand as well is that we dropped in frequency, y'all. We was way more wiser, way more advanced. We're still wise and we're very advanced. But we was just on, what I'm saying is that we was on a whole different level, whole different levels, bro. Like you think the sun is hot now? Like if you go to Arizona or Houston or something like that, it's really hot, isn't it? Imagine how it was before we dropped in frequency, bro. It was way hotter, and we could take it too, because we, like I said, y'all, not just us, everything was just on a higher frequency, right? Excuse me, maybe so, right? But look, man, if you want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, DM me on my Instagram at HumbleAllah 2 times. And I'll catch y'all for Mez on the next one, man. Peace.